Hi everyone, welcome to the very first course that I'm going to be doing on Future Fashion, Marvelous Designer, Cinema 4D and Redshift, and a little bit of DAZ 3D thrown in there as well. This is a 21-part comprehensive course that goes through all the steps that you need in order to create some garments for your characters and render them and light them in Cinema 4D and Redshift. So one of the first things that I was thinking when I was coming up with this course was the issue I found when I first started learning this stuff of not having a singular place to get all of my information from. It was pulled from a lot of different places around the internet, different individuals that could help me out, but it was pretty scattered, so it was quite difficult to come together with a final finished piece. You have a lot of tutorials about very specific sections of this process, but character rendering is quite a complicated thing, so you really need a singular place to get all of your information so you can follow along seamlessly. So that was my goal with this. I hope I'm successful and that you all learn a lot from this. Before we get into it, a huge thank you to the Colosso team and all of the wonderful people I've been working with there to help make this a reality. And thanks to you for purchasing this course and coming along with me to learn about this stuff. So, yeah, thanks to all. Appreciate it. And I'm really excited. So, let's just jump into a little bit more information about myself and what the rest of the course is going to be. And then we'll jump right in and get started. Okay. So, a little bit about myself. I'm an art director and designer working in Los Angeles, California. I'm based in LA at the Future Deluxe office. Prior to that, I was working at Man vs. Machine and The Mill. And prior to that, I was in school. So, I graduated in 2018. And ever since, I've been running around the industry doing a bunch of different design work for different global clients, advertising and films and music videos and things like that. So it's been a really fun journey. I love that this industry lets you touch a bunch of different genres, a bunch of different mediums and disciplines. And one of those for me was fashion design. That's not something that I'm trained in, not something I went to school for, but found an interest in it and found that 3D was my gateway into that. There's a lot of new things going on with Marvelous Designer and things like Clo that are actually being used for real life fashion design and creation. So it's a budding industry in a sense. As we talk more about the metaverse and more digital portrayals of human figures, I think this is a really interesting place to get started for prepping yourself for the future of 3D design and advertising. So I think that this will be a great place to start for anyone who's not done this type of work before. As I said before, I try to walk through each step of the process so that you can get from point A to point B, going from nothing to a fully realized character, all in these 21 lessons. So here's just a brief example of some of the work that I've done over the past few years. Primarily focused on the technique and process for getting down 3D characters and their garments and how to get a bit more realism out of something very digital. So that's been my focus. As you can see, I'm pretty graphic in the way that I do things. I'm trained as a graphic designer. I thought I was going to be a logo designer for the rest of my life, but that didn't work out so well, it seems. So, but I'm much happier here. So I'm really excited to share this stuff with you. And let's get on to the next section where we're going to talk about what we're actually going to be making. So in the course, like I said, I'm going through each process, each step of the way. So first off, we're going to jump into DAZ. We're going to get a basic character out. You can either use the default character, which is totally free, or like I've done here, you can purchase a external model for use. I'll show you how to do that. And we're going to create a quick pose in there, show you how to get a simple animation going if that's something that you're interested in. And then we're going to export our character out into Marvelous Designer where we can start looking at some garment design. So we'll look at a bunch of different designer, different resources to learn about fabric patterns and how you can read them, where you can find them on the internet, and then also how you can translate those into actual garment creation in Marvelous Designer, sort of the do's and don'ts of following sewing patterns here. Once we have a few garments, we're going to make 3. We're going to export one of those into Cinema 4D, and I'm going to show you how I go about lighting that and how I go about texturing the garments as well as the skin. So after that, once we're finalized in Cinema 4D and Redshift, we'll just export those out quickly into After Effects, and I'll show you how to do a little bit of basic comp work and things that I usually do to finish up my images in my compositing software. So it's a whole lot of stuff. It's going to take a lot of patience, so stick with it. I know you'll get it, and hopefully I can explain things in a way that make it really easy and give you some quick wins early on so you can keep up your motivation. So let's get into it now. We're going to start with Daz, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the... Awesome. Thanks, guys.